You're right. Hello. Um. So, let's see here. Um. I was thinking that we should get our heads straight. Where the hell is my? Oh, there it is. Um. Take a foot. What's a footing? Take a footing. Um. And figure out what's the good stuff that we found and what's not been working. So one of the really good things we've been able to build is the JSON schema and the JSON prompt function. So that is, you can argue about its token size, but it works. It's like rock solid from everything we've tested. It's always reliably given us the exact JSON schema that we want. Like we might have created a bad JSON schema, but it actually generates the JSON output completely flawlessly. So what I want to do is I want to move this into kind of like a package, and maybe we can put that on npm. Maybe we can call it JSON agent or something. And we're gonna have schema ts. We're gonna have index ts. So this would be kind of like the. Let's actually move that in there. Let's rename this. Let's rename this to schema. And then we're also gonna put create JSON prompt. This is gonna be part of the. That's gonna be part of this thing, I guess. Like that. So the point here is to give a tool for people to create. Like I have no idea how it works with other models than ChatGPT. But it's a good starting point for anyone, I think. So let's export star. Well, we only need certain things from the schema. So what we want from this is any of string array boolean objects enums, and then we also want, yeah, so let's see here. So this is like this is just generating the prompt, but you also want so what I wonder is if we should change this. So we're gonna do so this is just generating the string, right? But I also want it to be a function where you have to give a callback of how to send the prompt, and then you'll get the actual typed output back, parsed and ready for you. And then this could be extended with like error handling and all the things. But let's keep create JSON prompt, and then maybe prompt JSON, and then we're gonna extend this, and we have a prompt, and then we have the JSON output, which would be T, and then we need a callback, send prompt, which takes the actual prompt, the string, and then we expect to get a string back. So what we can do now is we can make it async, and we can say response is await send prompt, and this will be create JSON prompt, prompt JSON. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't I change them? Yeah, let's just do that. It's kind of like cool. Now that we have that, we can JSON parse response as extract value type T. So now we should have the ability to do prompt JSON, where we have a prompt, we give it the output JSON, and then a callback to actually send the prompt. And that gives us the actual response back. So I think this is a really good tool, useful tool. And of course, you can argue again about like using JSON schema, but like reliably be able to dynamically call an LLM and define a JSON response is a good thing. Just 2 seconds. I'm having a conversation with a colleague. Yeah, just 2 seconds. I'm gonna just write something. You'll have to excuse me. I'll be right there. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Mm. Okay, let's see. So this is great, right? This is a good thing. Now the question is, have we found anything else that's good? So we built this. We built this first iteration of identifying specific workflows. So you had like an idea or user stories kind of workflow where we put in these specifics of like user stories, interactions, behaviors, and even a freaking proof of concept to iterate on the actual UI that the user is thinking about. So I think that makes a shit ton of sense. Having a concept of a workflow, and it worked. Like we validated that it was useful. Like we were able to identify very specific agents. We were able to narrow down our prompt engineering to very specific use cases. And then it was more about what is the scope of the workflow, how well did we prompt engineer each agent to perform its work. What was also really good about that is that we were able to create these agents that you could converse with. Um, so it could start by giving us like a JSON response, which would be a list of user stories or interactions or whatever. And you could interact with that state in a UI, but you could also write back to the agent. And we were using threads for this. So each agent had its own thread. So it was able to like converse about things. I'm very unsure. Like it seems to me like there's two very different kinds of agents. You have one agent that you actually converse with, but I think I don't think I'm wrong in stating that there's going to be a bunch of AI tools that might start with a natural language prompt from a user, but from that, it's just about UI. So, for example, even in the idea workflow, um, for user stories, interactions, and behaviors, those were just checklists. So you can check, uncheck. We could even allow you to add a new item to that list. And you could update each item. So it was more like just to get you going that you made that prompt. And then you have very specific tools to reduce ambiguity. And we were also able to send these user stories, interactions, and behaviors to like an LLM to validate them and give feedback. But you don't want to resolve that feedback in natural language, right? You just want to fix the actual things that are wrong. I think. So yeah, for that kind of workflow, I'm trying to think of like what kind of like the more complex things you ask these agents about, the more time they're going to spend, the more time they're going to need to fulfill that request. And that makes these conversational interactions really bad because you have to wait a lot. Um, yeah, and it's like for us humans, it's a hassle to use natural language to explain something. a lot of people don't really like to write. It's difficult for many people to like, it's a skill to be able to articulate what you're thinking of. So there's something about yeah, anyways, I'm just thinking out loud. So the question is like, is these workflows, is this something that is true? Is this like kind of an abstraction that you can create for these agents? Or are they something you would just do specifically for an application? Yeah, anyways, so the workflows idea, I think, not idea, it's not like my idea, inspiration, I should say, and our proof of concept of it was a good thing. I just don't know exactly what it means. And then we tried to create a different kind of agent. So we have a tool now to create a JSON agent. And then we tried to create a tasks agent. And it was a really cool concept. Like you would prompt the agent just like you would prompt any agent. But what it led to, which was a good thing, is that for me it emphasized this idea of an agent just doing one thing, in the sense that when you have a JSON agent, you can think of the agent as a function. It's just that you give natural language to get a response from it. So you get, what's it called? Like the input is undeterministic input for deterministic output. Right? I think you could say that's right. Deterministic in the sense that you have a reliable output, JSON schema output. Like it, I guess it could like come up with stuff in the values, and of course it could mess up the schema as well. But I haven't experienced that. It's like it's very reliable. But that is a cool concept. So now we thought about agents as a conversationalist. But with the JSON agent, you can think of them as just pure function calls. Which I think is a really powerful tool. It's almost like, what if you just wrap that into... Yeah, I guess it's good that it's generic, but you can imagine, what if you have an app and you have, I don't know what to compare it with. Like you just have a traditional application. There's no AI in there. And then you just want to allow the user to just even coming with suggestions, right? So it's kind of like even suggesting state. It's almost like you could send, if you have a JSON agent, you could like send a prompt about the user session, and then it could suggest state, and then you can just shove that state into your app, and then the state of the application changes. Like, I think that kind of tool could be really helpful already. So we should definitely do something with that. But anyways, that came kind of, so we made the JSON agent without actually knowing it. We were thinking about JSON output, but now it's really a JSON agent. So you can think of it as a function. That came out of this iteration. But what we also try to do here is kind of create this planner agent. And the challenge with by the way, I'm just gonna write one more thing. Okay, sorry. So so there was this kind. I was inspired by this presentation on making these agents, these planning agents. Now, and it seemed promising, but again, the concepts are too simple. So this was like the example, and it beautifully handles this. Like it breaks it up into two different tasks. But what about us moving back to our user story flow? Like, how do you even start that? And us kind of diving into it, we were trying to create this hierarchy, and it worked. It's just that it didn't like generate the tasks that we wanted to. We even created, like in the last stream, we created validation of, so it would plan out some steps, it would perform the first step, and then it would reevaluate the next steps, which is really like, it makes a shit ton of sense, but it just doesn't, at least with my implementation, which kind of says more about the implementation than the concept, is that it didn't really work. Like moving the context around was really tricky. So what I'm wondering is, what if we changed, what if we rather land on what really worked, which was the JSON agent? And then almost like, well, okay, so we have the JSON agent, and then we have this concept of a thread. So you could converse with the agent. But I'm thinking that's an implementation detail. Like sometimes you want the JSON agent to just act as a function. Well, you always want it to act like a function, but sometimes you want it to have a context. But that's an implementation detail. So on like send prompt here, if you wanted to have like multiple responses, like a conversation, you would just put it on the same thread. So that's how you would solve that. So what I'm thinking is like, would it be better to have, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm thinking. So what I also noticed is that if I do bump the model, it's way better at producing these tasks. So maybe we should I'm trying to kind of, maybe that is like the building block we wanted, because if you think about the OpenAI API, there's no easy way to create an agent that works like a function. It's very unreliable on its output. So that's what we built. And then it's almost like, what if we just jump back to traditional programming now? And then we just suddenly have these new functions. Which is kind of like having a human being on the other end. It's kind of like moving back to, it's basically, yeah. So let's, you know what, we're gonna copy it here. And this, and we're gonna copy that, we're gonna shove that in somewhere else. And then we're gonna, let me zoom in on this. So you have this LLM base, the document completer, and then you can, then they created this fine-tuned conversation abstraction, not abstraction, but fine-tuned version of the LLM, which was fine-tuned for conversation, and this is what we call an assistant. This is what you do on ChatGPT. And then they created this LLM kind of agent. I guess that's kind of, let's call this chat, LLM chat. And then you have, this is what they call assistant. It has like function calling. Yeah, let's just do function calling. It has, let's drop this. So it basically has tools. That's what it has. So tools, function calling, RAG, browsing. Well, I guess it doesn't currently have browsing, but it has code interpreter. So it basically gets tools, right? But what I'm saying is that there is a different version of this that doesn't exist currently, and that's LLM function. Okay, I like this. There's something else here that I think is a useful tool. It's an LLM function, which is prompt to JSON reliably. So what that means is that you can think of the LLM as a function. There's no like big like big final revelation here. And this is like I feel like super constipated, and I'm like but this can be a package. I think we should do that. We should create an npm package out of this, at least for people to kind of see it and not only like necessarily use the tool, but reflect on an LLM as a function. Because as I said, that's something that's way simpler to integrate in any app. It's just, you have your existing app, you just have this new function. Prompt it with information about the current state of the application and ask it to produce some new state for the application. And then go from there. Or you can even let the user write something, and then it will produce an output based on that. So with that in mind, let's imagine the only thing we have is this LLM function. And what we want to do is we want to build an app. How would we do that? So we kind of already did this with we had this agents router and all this stuff. But I think I'm over engineering it. At least for what they're good for right now, I think I'm over engineering it. So how would we actually do the thing we just did with having these specific workflows? Yeah, and this is also interesting. So this LLM function doesn't have any tools. It kind of is a tool in and of itself. So what I wonder is that there's limits to how big these assistants, like the more tools you give them, the worse they perform. And like the larger context window they need, they produce a shit ton of tokens not needed. You have no control of RAG. Like this is going to only get better, of course, but that's the current state of it as I understand it. So what if you just had this LLM function, and it can do, it is a tool, and you can do, of course, function calling with it. Does that make any sense? So the one thing I think that's missing here is like, what if this JSON should represent a function? So you want to call a function to figure out what function to call. And the problem currently now is that there is no, well, maybe that's the beauty of this, is that we're not relying on, okay, I like this. So what I think we can do here is that we can reduce the complexity of this schema. So we don't actually have a func schema, because there is no such thing in JSON schema. This is something that OpenAI built to have a function calling. And that has bothered me a bit, because let's see. Oh, sorry. Because now that JSON can represent anything, right? And it can also represent a function. So if I were to send in, and I also want to say it doesn't need to be yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that is agents. That is why we have the agentic workflow. It's basically having multiple, well, OpenAI assistants, and you narrow down the number of functions they have and RAG capabilities, so it doesn't like blow up its context window. But I think I'm wondering if there's an even lower level primitive than like an agent that gives you more flexibility and frees you from this concept of it being like a conversational partner. I guess if you know agents well enough, maybe the problem is that we're kind of in this space of ChatGPT. We think of these LLMs as conversational partners and not structured data output. And I think that's what I want to do. I want to think of them as structured data output machines. And if you think about them as that, as just a function call with structured data output, like imagine like this is an npm package, and oh, by the way, I have this. I don't know, maybe we should look at an actual app. Let's see. Do I like GitHub? So what would be an example of this? What would be an example of this? Yeah, I guess, for example, like even just shoving in like your personal details, and then I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have any idea what you would use it for. I just know that if you have a lower level function, it's if you just have a function, it's much easier to integrate it with existing solutions. If you think about agentic workflows, you think too big in terms of integrating with existing solutions. You think you need a new product, or I'm making that statement. That's how you naturally think about it. At least I do. I think like, oh, we have to create this new thing with powerful agentic workflow. But if you just have a function where you can rely on this JSON output, you can rather think about your existing products. And where can I use these functions to make suggestions? And yeah, I don't know. But this helps. Like I need to talk through it several times. Let's see. Sorry. So where were we? We were here. And now, like, if I wanted to do something like the thingy over here, I could still do that. Because now, like, this task thing would just be me calling a function where the output JSON is tasks. And then I could like build from there. But as I said, I don't think that really makes any sense. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about where I would move from here. Could I scope this down now? So let's imagine I now have this new npm package. It's pretty awesome. Let's me generate structured output based on natural language. Okay. I think I have something interesting. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make this a package. We're going to publish it. And then the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a proof of concept on Code Sandbox where you can give it a prompt and it will output the correct JSON for our API to generate the sandbox. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to make a decision now. I've learned a shit ton of trying to think big and doing this agentic workflow. And at all the time, I know that like you need more than one person and it's a very ambitious goal. But I learned a shit ton. And the result of it was just this concept of an LLM function. Where we figured out a way to have very reliable JSON output using a JSON schema and that JSON prompt. And that allows us to actually apply it already to something. and then maybe I'll be like inspired to do more complicated things. But for now, the only thing we're gonna do is generate sandboxes. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Okay, let's do it. So how do we make this package? I guess maybe we can use, let's use Code Sandbox for this. So we're gonna create a new repo on GitHub. Let's put it under Code Sandbox. Sorry. So new. I'm not gonna call it agent because it's not an agent. What are we gonna call it? Oh, what do you mean by E2B? Is that? Is that when you have like? You mean in terms of what I want to build as a product? Oh, sorry. It's an actual service, E2B. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so code, not exactly. Oh yeah, sorry. I was thinking like B2B, like business to business, and I was like all in the like corporate world. I was like, what? E2B? Is that, which term is that? And then yeah, anyways, I got way off. Um yeah, though like Code Sandbox has like actual like sandboxes running in the browser. Let me show an example here. So go to the dashboard. So I can create like a sandbox here. I'm here. So I want to do like some React TypeScript. I go in and create a sandbox, and then I get the sandbox, and this is running in the browser, and I can play around with it, and it's super awesome. So the point is that instead of me doing what I just did, like going to like the dashboard, finding a template, I'm just going to give it a prompt, and then it's going to jump into the same editor like this, but it has produced code based on my prompt. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then I can even like, I can give it an enum of our different template types, because that's an important part of the sandbox. It's how it executes. And it should be able to infer that from the code it writes and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's the idea. It's replacing that dashboard with just a prompt. But before we do that, we have to find a name for that package. And it isn't like an agent, because I feel like agent is an LLM with tools, and it's definitely not that. It's like a it's like it's more like an LLM function. LLM function. Like that's literally what I'm thinking of. LLM as function. Yeah. Or maybe prompt function. Prompt function. Prompt to JSON. That's it. Prompt to JSON. Yeah, or yeah. Where does it go? I feel like the absolute minimal value. It's a good. Thanks for asking these questions, by the way. I really need to reflect and think about this. But I think the thing is like doing all this research is partly I do on my spare time, and it's partly related to Code Sandbox. And the end goal of doing all this research is finding immediate value. Like, what can we do now that actually has value for people? And even though there is this like big promise of like agentic workflow that could actually write code for you, and you have like you don't even need to know how to code to actually produce an application. It's just it's very, very complicated, but it's an ambitious goal that helps you like really push and learn, and I feel like we've kind of done that now. So now I'm kind of swinging the pendulum the other way, and like, okay, how can I produce some immediate value? And for us, like you can imagine going to Code Sandbox IO, you go here, and like front face, you have like what do you want to do, and then you write a prompt and you click a button, and then you're thrown into the editor like I showed you. It's a really cool like marketing thing. I don't think of it as like a tool of actually iterating on the sandbox, but it's more of a marketing thing. But it has a lot of value for us, and I think it helps users understand some parts of what we're doing. But I hope creating that value inspires and motivates me to take these functions further. Maybe I'll find a concept where we're using 2 of these functions, or maybe, as you mentioned, like grouping something together and creating an abstraction over it to do even more powerful things. Yeah. Or maybe after doing that, I'll swing the pendulum the other way again, as I've seen like a YouTube video, or come up with some reflections, and then we'll like dive right into research again and play around with something very ambitious to learn. But yeah. Wait a minute. Allows you to prompt an LLM and get structured and get reliable structured JSON back. Yeah, and what I like about this is even here you can, if you choose to give that LLM like function calling and stuff, you can still do that. But it's like an integration point in your app. It's just import this package, call this function, and that's all you need. And you can start playing with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. I feel kind of bad, but I'm really bad at jumping on existing projects. I have done it before. When I started with open source and stuff, I did jump into existing projects, but I think my worry around that is not really because I don't think it has value. I think it has a lot of value. Um, it's more like time control and responsibility control. Like I don't, like with family and work and everything, I don't have time and enough energy to like responsibly go into an existing project and suggest things and yeah, and do things there and kind of yeah, I need full control. So I feel better if I just do stuff on my own and just share it, and then anyone can use it. Um, but I am not responsible for that. But if I join a project, I feel more responsible. Um, but it depends. Like you can contribute in many different ways, like with documentation, with bug fixing. There's certainly ways you can contribute without taking on too much responsibility. Um, yeah. What could be fun though is like with all the research and learning done this far, it would be easier to jump into an existing project and just kind of do a not a review, of course, because I wouldn't know how you should really do it. But just go through it to get inspiration. Uh, yeah, that would be very interesting. But I also think I saw an interesting video just now. It was there's this TypeScript library called Effects or something, and regardless, the point is that people are starting to engage more in AI and TypeScript. So I think we're going to see a lot of tools that's gonna be implemented in TypeScript as well, and it kind of helps people to learn as well. So I've never written Python before. If I had the time and energy, I would definitely learn more about Python. But it's like it's exhausting for me to read Python because I don't have experience with it. Uh, so it's kind of like reading a language you don't know very well. And you spend more energy trying to read than understand the concepts within. But yeah. Do you know Python, Kevin? It should be public, REME, and git ignore node. License, I never read these licenses. I always choose MIT. So we'll create that, and then we're gonna import it. Dashboard. Sorry. So we're gonna import code sandbox repository. Oh, it came up there. Nice. Let's import that. Yeah, whatever. Import. Yeah, because I don't know much about the history of Python, but I understand like it's very interesting. Like if JavaScript wasn't here, it seemed like Python would be the dominating language because it seems so approachable and is used in so many different contexts. As like, yeah, I just want to write a small script, or I want to build a web application, or I want to do AI training. Like it's let's create a source folder. Let's shove in our index.ts file. And schema TS, did I have anything more? No, it's just that. Okay. And then we're going to steal. We're going to steal the... why is this preview popping up? Oh, yeah, I have to do that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I can fix that later. I don't really need that thing. Whatever, enable AI, whatever. Next, apply and restart. Yeah, we don't have the best onboarding. Initial commit. Oh, I call it the same. Okay, this is really bad. Okay, I'm gonna share this stream with my colleagues because this was a really bad onboarding experience. Like I got the preview suddenly opened over the onboarding tool, and then I started making changes. And when I did make changes before doing the onboarding, like I'm stuck in this weird state. Yeah. Oh, do I have? Oh my, for God's sake, is it? Do I have? Oh, yeah. Now I. Oh, this is so interesting. So I need to go here, create branch. This is horrible. Now I can push it to upstream. Wow. This is going to be really interesting to share with the team. Push it. And now we can go back to main. And I can pull that. And then I have to... Oh, already up to date. Yeah. Of course. I had it there. Let's restart. Anyways, I'll do that later. Yeah, quickly write some code, but missing the strong typing. Oh, it doesn't have. Yeah, because I don't know the story about Python and typing, and I guess that's if you don't have strong typing, I don't understand how you can do anything. I guess I can relate to that with JavaScript. Like when I got into coding with JavaScript, it was way before TypeScript. It's I built some crazy complex things with it. But I don't understand how that was even possible. Like now that you have TypeScript, I guess we never made any changes to anything. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is super weird. This is going to be very interesting. Anyways, what we want to do is I want to protect this thing. Repository. Where do I do that? Protect current branch. Yeah, DX is awful. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna do? We need a package JSON file. Oh, how do I get rid of this? There we go. So I think we're just gonna copy what I did on this other project. which is impact. It's so hard to build npm packages these days. Like you have to make a CommonJS and ES version, and then I just had this issue of like I want to check if the package is run in development, and for an ESM package, you want to use import meta, but that can't be used by CommonJS. So I have to actually manually update like a file to check if it's development based on the type of package I'm building. It's just insane. It's just insane. So we need a package JSON. Like that, and it should be a prompt to JSON. There's no workspaces here. I guess this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we need to change the scripts. Call LLMs as a function. Is there a maybe there is a package called prompt to JSON? If there is, I'm gonna cry. Oh, thank God. This is code sandbox prompt to JSON. Like it's important to have. There aren't any dependencies here really. I guess it's only TypeScript. A very simple thing. So let's yarn this thing. Yarn install TypeScript. Oh yeah, yarn. It's add. I always forget. Like API design is also about like an abstraction, especially is about stimulating for like creativity, not creativity, but stimulate ideas. And I think if you create a tool like an agentic workflow framework, it's very difficult to stimulate a range of ideas. While if you just have this prompt to JSON, I think you can stimulate to a very broad range of ideas. It's also how to get going with something. It can be very daunting trying to create a tool that requires you to like go through tons of like examples and like tutorial and. But this, I feel like this is self-explanatory almost. I don't know. We'll see. Prompt to JSON. Oh, how do I actually? Okay. Anyways, so this is the tool. Let's just add the build things here and make it build. And let's see. Let's copy build. That's all we really need. Oh, we also have clean rimref. Do I have rimref here? I do. We need that as well. Rimref. Hello, Adam. Yeah, and we need the two config files. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this is horrible. New file tsconfig.json, and we can remove all this stuff. I'm not gonna write a single test for this. We can drop that one, and then we need the basic. Let's see, tsconfig.build-cgs build-cgs.json, and we need the ESM version of this, and that would be tsconfig.build-esm.json. And then we kind of need to just populate those with what's inside these ones. So yeah, let's see. So it doesn't, yeah, it extends, and then we have compiler. Oh, we don't need the React stuff. We have include. Why don't I have formatting on this? That's weird. I don't think we need DOM in there. We don't need a disposable thing. Why don't I have prettier running here? Do I have bad structure? That's weird. Oh, did we actually? Oh, I didn't know. We actually have we? Isn't it an experiment? Did we deploy this? No, we didn't. Anyways, sorry, we're in like a transition thing with the product, so I'm a little bit confused. What are you complaining about? Okay, I think I have an actual error here in my but I can't see what's wrong. Oh my god. JSON formatter. No, there isn't anything wrong. Why are you complaining? Oh, I don't. Of course, I need prettier. I think. No, it still doesn't work. What's wrong with this? This is very frustrating. I'm gonna try restarting it. So what about now? Nothing. I need prettier. I can't work without prettier. Why doesn't prettier work? Do I need a prettier file? Dot prettier rc. No. I need it to be like this. Oh my god, this is so annoying. You know what? We're gonna change it to the experimental VS Code thing. Like some context on that. We built our own editor, like primarily our own editor, and then we had like VS Code parts in there. and that worked really well. But some people, they just want VS Code, and we're kind of giving up and giving people VS Code, which definitely has some benefits, but it also has some drawbacks in us creating like a unique experience. And where's the marketplace? There it is. So that's why it's a little bit broken. We're making that transition now. So let's see. Come on, give me the freaking formatter. Format document. Yeah, you have to configure the default, and that should be prettier. What the fuck is going on here? What am I doing wrong? tsconfig.build. Like, it takes more time to set up fucking prettier than actually do anything. It's just horrible. I hate this stuff. Again, this has nothing to do with this environment. It's the exact same thing when you work locally. Parser, not in Fern. Yeah, I saw GitHub Workspaces. I've seen a lot of pushback on it. Like, I think it's great what they're doing, but they're definitely hyping it, and I don't think it is as capable as they make it out to be. But that they've actually started that journey, I think it's really great. And it's just gonna get more and more capable. So, and it's kind of funny, like looking at the video, we talked about this a while ago. Like, CodeSandbox has the perfect infrastructure for agentic workflows because of our like micro VMs, and that we can very efficiently like make copies of the VMs. So we were discussing like how would this look like on CodeSandbox, an agentic workflow. So you can imagine kind of what we're doing here, but for sandboxes. You go to the dashboard, instead of creating a branch, you just write a prompt, and then we spin off a VM where you have an agentic workflow operating, and you can use the dashboard to observe how it's working. You can even jump into the editor, and you would see like you have like different avatars for different agents doing stuff, and like we could do so much cool stuff there. But we never visualized it. So looking at that announcement, it was like, yeah, this is exactly kind of how we were picturing it. But the thing that's holding GitHub back the most is that it's so like it's primarily static. Like, you can jump into this VS Code editor to jump into a real environment, but GitHub itself is completely static. Well, not completely static. They're putting dynamic content on top of it, but it's not inherently dynamic. Like, when you open a repo, you open the static code. You're not opening an environment like you do, for example, here in CodeSandbox. And we kind of sometimes we made that comparison. It's like CodeSandbox is like it's or when we try to set up like a vision for CodeSandbox, we often talked about what if GitHub wasn't static, if it was actual runtime you open, but it still felt like GitHub, right? You were navigating around the same way, you would have the same concepts, but it was runtime, it wasn't static code. Anyways, we need to make prettier work, or I can't do anything. I can't work without prettier. Ugh, this is horrible. Dev, oh yeah, this is something else, I think. Oh my god. We can't actually make, you know what? I think I'm gonna do this locally. This is, what the hell? What's going on here? Parser not inferred? Why isn't the parser inferred? Is it just me? I've configured it wrong? Where's prettier? Oh, there it is. Was that it? So that's one thing, right? Like previously, we implemented prettier first class in everything. You didn't have to do anything to make it work. It would just always work. But now that we use VS Code, we rely on its extensions to make it work, and then you get into this stuff. God damn it, it still doesn't work. This is just, what the fuck? Formatter. Why doesn't it work? Do I have to reopen it? It still doesn't work. Parser. Oh my god, I can't deal with this. Is there a way we can get out of this quickly? I think I need to just move local. I can't handle this. I'm too upset. I am too upset. Where is my... prompt to JSON. I'm not sure. I'm not able to publish through Code Sandbox. I guess I can't. You know what? We're just going to create it on my personal account because I want to be able to publish it. Prompt to JSON. Owner is me. What was it? Prompt with structured and reliable JSON response. Let's do this, and then let's open a new folder. Prompt to JSON. Open. Yeah, whatever. And then we'll do a git clone of this. And then we're gonna move some stuff over. Let's see. See if we can do this relatively efficiently. There we go. And then we have, why isn't git ignore here? Didn't I add it? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my bad. Shit. And now, okay, let's just move that back. Oh my god, I messed it up. I forgot the dot. Oh my god. And now, Okay, I'm not feeling it. This is oh. I'm having a bad day, I think. Folder source. Schema.ts. And where were we? Here. Index. I'm gonna make it well, I don't think we care about the code much. But I can make it bigger. Let's see. Oh, it's a little bit too big maybe. What do we have here? We had package JSON. We have tsconfig build -cjs.json. We have ESM version of that. Build ESM.json. Oops. Wait, I still don't have prettier? What the fuck? Format. Why? Why do I have to configure this? What the fuck is happening? Why isn't it working? Well, I guess okay, so I think I have to install Prettier. Wow, oh, I think they actually had Prettier by default in the extension, and then they removed it because it conflicted with like your custom one. Yeah, so that makes sense. Sorry. I'm hurt. I have baggage. Okay, so we're back, and we should be able to like build now. We don't need this development stuff. That was specific to that other thing. We don't need to. Yeah, let's bring in that fixed module type thing. So this is also interesting because it what happened here? Oh, sorry. This is because I changed to VS Code and now. So this fixed module types, this is actually because if you have CommonJS, you need to set the type to CommonJS, but then ESM should have type module. It's such a mess. So that was fixed module types. Okay, let's try just building it now and see what happens. Oh my god. That didn't work. What happened here? Oh, I was missing. Oh, sorry. I forgot. So I did the ESM thing, but I need to do the same for the common. So this should be in here. We don't need this stuff. There we go. Let's see now. Yeah. So now we have. Why didn't it build ESM? Build ESM. Oh. Oh, did I? ESM. Module ESM. Okay. Yeah, sorry. It was the wrong folder. Now. Cool. Great. So we have first, where's version? Shouldn't there be a version in here? Yeah, let's choose 0.1. Okay. So now we have, let me think. So the way we integrate OpenAI at Code Sandbox is that we don't actually have it available in the dashboard. Yeah, we don't really have it available in our API either. So I think I would have to, yeah, I think we need a demo. We need to create like a proof of concept where, yeah, I'm gonna fake it. How am I gonna fake it? I think I'm just gonna expose like a global function, because the thing is, like at Code Sandbox, OpenAI is exposed through our VM process. We don't use it anywhere else. So yeah, I won't be able to actually create a proof of concept from the dashboard, which is fine. Well, yeah, I'm gonna ask a colleague how I get access to the API. Like if I can just get like some kind of authentication thing, or maybe or I could just create a new page. Yeah. You know what? We can just create a new page, because then I have the API available. We need the API to create the sandbox. So we can do that. So we kind of create our own app to generate the sandbox. Yeah. And we're gonna demo that. Oh, I'm not here on Thursday. Anyways, we can make a video. But at least we use this as a first. We actually use this package. Now the question is, can I publish this? You know what? We're gonna write what it is first. LLMs introduction. Well, I want this to be simple. So we're gonna have start with an example. So that would be import. What did I actually call the function? Yeah, prompt JSON. Oh. Maybe we should call it prompt to JSON. Prompt to JSON. Readme import prompt to JSON from prompt to JSON. And you know what? We're gonna change the export here. We're not gonna do this. Can I do as here? As schema? Does that work? No. Schema? Can I do that? I can't remember this. No, I can't do that. So Okay, I guess I have to do this. Any of string array boolean object enums. Okay. Prompt to JSON and then schema. So what we're gonna do is response is a wait prompt to JSON. Give me 5 words rhyming with cool. And then we have the JSON schema, which is like schema array. Yeah, let's, oh my God. Then we have, sorry, and then some LLM and message prompt. So we have this should be a schema string, a word, and then the array, a list of words that rhymes. A word that rhymes. Cool. So what we get now, we should like get an array back. Maybe we can play around with this actually. So we should have words rhyming. Cool. And for some reason that's important. And then it's more why. So I want to talk about primitives. There are different kinds of LLM primitives. You have a chat, conversational, human to LLM. And then you have assistant, conversational, human to LLM with function or tools. And then you have agentic workflow or agents. Conversational, human to LLM, LLM to LLM with tools. Prompt to JSON gives a more fundamental primitive that allows you to more easily integrate LLMs in your existing application. Like this is the theory, right? We'll see where this goes, but that's the theory. Prompt to JSON gives a more lower level primitive that allows you to I have a tendency to like more easily. Like I should be in marketing. I flesh out. I really try to be conscious about this. To integrate us. To in a more targeted way. Send information to the LLM and get a predictable JSON response to populate your application state. So what's interesting about this is that it doesn't matter. Like this is the premise. And what we want to do is publish this. So let's try that. Let's commit it first. First version. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, and then can I do npm publish or do I need to insert? Okay. Oh, do I have two-factor authentication? Oh, what's this password? Oh. Authenticator device. Do I have? I think I have it on my watch, hopefully. Is it this one? Yeah, npm. 56858. Nice, it worked. So now we have this tool. Oh, didn't I save the? Or, oh yeah, sorry. Okay, now we have this tool. Now we can go and create our proof of concept. And the way we're gonna do this is by, let's drop out of that one. So I want to use, oh yeah, I can do that. I'm very interested in seeing how well it generates code. So we're gonna move back to the old editor. I'm personally not a huge fan of, well, I shouldn't say that. Like I am a fan of VS Code, but I'm longing for something simpler. Like there's so much I don't need here. There's so many buttons here. There's outline, timeline. I don't care about this stuff. Debug, I don't care about that. Like there's some remote explorer. I don't care. Oh, maybe this is an extension. Anyways, there's just so much I don't care about. And I wish I could have an experience without all that stuff. What happened to the theme here? Why isn't it changing? Interesting. do, do. Anyways, let's see. So what we need is, well, first of all, I want to open this. Oh, yeah, sorry. I should probably zoom in a little bit. Ah, it's taken. Zoom. It didn't zoom. How do I zoom this thing? Ugh. Oh, it's not that one. Okay, this kind of sucks. I'm sorry that it's so small. I have no idea how to fix this. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, you'll just have to excuse me. So what we can do is, you know what? I'm gonna ask a colleague if we can get like an API key, because that's really all I need. It's a simple REST call. Let's see what she says. Yeah, and then we can create that proof of concept in a different way. So we can properly like zoom in and you can see what I'm actually doing. Because it's very simple. It's just a text area to insert a prompt and then click a button to generate the JSON, shove that into an API call, and then redirect you to a sandbox, to the generated sandbox. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's some new stuff. Let's see. How should we do this? So we can still go here and we can create a starting point. So we're gonna go back to the dashboard. Or you know what? I'm just gonna create a folder. Let's see. New folder, sandbox, prompt, sandbox POC. Let's see. And isn't it npx create vite latest? How do I do that? Vite create. Getting started. Oh, npm create Vite latest. Oh. Can I do this? Hopefully. It doesn't matter. React. We like TypeScript. Okay, let's use npm. Cool. So now we have that one. Let's do what it says. npm run dev. And bippity boppity boo. We have our thing, but we're gonna open it in Chrome instead. Okay. So we don't really need that much stuff here. Let's just drop all this stuff. Don't need that one. Don't need assets. Return. Hello world. What we do need though is we need OpenAI. npm install OpenAI and JSON to prompt to JSON. JSON. Yeah, I'm just gonna try. Like, there are two things I need. I need an OpenAI API key, and I need CodeSandbox API key, and I shouldn't really show those on the stream, so I'm gonna create a file on my MacBook, and then we're gonna have a JSON file for those things. So let's see. Let's create a file here. Well, we can use the temp config. Okay, we can use. Yeah, let me just use this and then CodeSandbox API key. Let's see what my dear colleague says. Okay, on stream you can now create. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, so we can just use settings. How do I actually add the, where's the API key? Permissions? Yeah. I don't have enough. Okay, let's try my personal space, permissions. Permission on CodeSandbox. Yeah, upgrade to Pro. How did I do this? Was it 40? think it was 45, 45, 45. 42. Oh, come on. Month. Subscribe. Let's see. Look at that. Now I can create an API token. Sandbox POC. Create API token. There we have it. I think it was copied. Shove it into this file. Nice. So now I'm gonna see if I can share this file with my other computer. How do I bring up the air? There's airdrop. Yeah, and there we have me. And if I, where's the file? Get away, get away, get away. So if I do this, temp config JSON. Now my worry is that, let's see. My worry is, let's see, where did I downloads? I think it will open itself. Let's see. I'm just gonna, where is the sandbox? Where did I put it? Sandbox? Is that where I put it? No. Prompt sandbox. Where are you? Where the hell did I put it? What? Prompt where are you? Prompt sandbox POC. Did I put it inside another folder or something? Where the hell did I put it? What is it? PVD? Yeah. Oh, I did. God damn it. How do I find this one? Like home or something? That should have been in development. Oh, did I put prompt to JSON? Oh, you know what? I really hate the Mac Explorer thing. It's so hard to know where you create the folder. Like I do that very often. I put the folder in the wrong place or create a new folder in the wrong place. Let's see. Open. Here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit again. npm run dev. Let's open a terminal. Okay, so yeah, let's do what we were supposed to do here. So we're gonna put development prompt to JSON POC. Now we have temp config file here. Cool. Now you can't see it. So we're gonna import. I think we can just import config from temp config JSON like this, and then const OpenAI API key is config. Look at that, and then CSP API key is config. Cool. We don't care about, so we need to import OpenAI from OpenAI. Cons. Let's see. Let's get busy. New OpenAI. Oops. And API keys open. And then we have to say dangerously allow browser. True. I don't care. And then what we should be able to do now is create a sandbox. And then what we're going to do is add a text area here. And then text, set text, use state, value text on change, event, set text, target value. Oh, sorry. Value. And then, yeah, we don't need, we can do this. And then let's just get this into the middle. Styles? Is it style or style? Why does it yell at me? Oh yeah, sorry. Display flex with 100 view view width, height 100, view height, align item center, justify content center. I think that's how you do it. And I can have everything centered, and then button generate. On click, we're gonna do let's see. So let's I probably made some prompt to JSON. Prompt to JSON. Probably did something wrong here. Damn it. Can I find module? Didn't I add it? What? Okay. Excuse me. Let's publish another version of that. Not sure why it didn't. Oh, I know what it is. It should have files should be dist. Oh, we do use yarn here. Publish. $69 $945. npm install prompt to JSON latest. Cool. Are you happy now? Are you kidding me? You know what? Oh, damn it. Of course. I'm missing some pretty important stuff. Where did I put it? Where are you? No. Impact React package JSON. I need this. I forgot about that. let's see. So this would be this DSM types. Yeah, because it's overridden, like in the actual dist of this, it's overridden. It's just to get the types, really. Yeah, I'm not sure if I actually need these two. It's really only about the types, but I'm afraid. You know what we can do? We can try it. Let's go in here. Yeah. I think I only need the types. So let's do that. I wonder if I need. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Something to figure out. Anyways, let's ignore that for now, and then we're gonna prompt to JSON. We're basically just gonna say something, and then we're gonna create a schema object. So yeah, let's take a look. I got the spec from let's see. How can I get that over to my... Let's see. New message to myself. Let's see. So if I go here, Christian. What the hell is this? Oh, so that's response, sandbox create request. Do I like wow, this is interesting. Okay, so we are gonna try to basically just generate let's see. Doesn't have template. So that's like an enum. Yeah, like even here it's like way too ambiguous. How will we prompt this? So one thing is generating the response. That should be relatively okay. But we can write anything here, and it can come up with any kind of code. And we could... Yeah, this is interesting. Like it might put Tailwind CSS in there, but you don't have Tailwind CSS installed. You know what? We're just going to see what it generates first. Then we worry about that. So let's just do an array and see if this works. I haven't actually tried this. And it should be an array of objects. That's array, and then we have the actual prompt going here. So wait, aren't you happy about this? Didn't I fix that? Oh, I said object schema. Tag nugget. Okay, so at least we can fix that. So I want this to be any value types. So I guess, wait, it should be object schema or array schema. Any, yeah. So you can, what are you complaining about? Yeah, I need the same here. Like you either want an array or you want an object, right? Array schema, that's how we think about JSON. It's kind of weird to just return true, even though technically I guess you could. Okay, so let's allow arrays, yarn build and npm publish. Let's see. 278.512. Okay, now we're there, and let's just install the latest one. Hopefully it's there. Cool. So it should be file path string, which is a string, the path to the file, and then code, which is string, the code of the file. Sorry, it should be schema string. And then you need both of them, code and a file, a list of files. And then I want to generate a simple sandbox from following description, and then we're actually going to put in the text, and doing so we're also gonna prompt is text, and we're gonna set text to nothing, just to have some validation that we're sending or generating it. So basically what we're gonna do here is just make this async, even though it's bad practice. Response is await prompt to JSON. We're gonna log that response. And then we need a way to actually send this prompt. So we're gonna do prompt, and then it's gonna be async. And we're gonna say response is OpenAI. Oh, is it completions create? The body is prompt, and then return. No, it's not this. It's chat completions. Yeah, and then you have messages, role, user, and then prompt. I guess it's content and prompt. Then we want to say things like model is GPT 3.5 turbo, and we want to say response format is type JSON object, and we want to say something else, temperature, and then we'll just return response dot choices. Oh, sorry. Choices 0 dot message dot content. Wait a minute. Oh, it might be null. Result. If no result, throw new error. Invalid result. Cool. So now we should be able to prompt it to generate a sandbox with some files. Now let's see what actually happens. What did it not like this? What are you complaining about? Internal server error. Oh, may have incorrect module exports. Is this from the... Yeah, prompt. Okay, let's just make it work. I guess I don't have to build again, but I'll just keep that in my muscle memory. Worst thing is if you forget to build. Oh, okay. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, did I? Wasn't I? Is there another one? I forgot what I was doing. Okay, let's try again. Okay, I should close those. So are you more happy now, you think? You know what? It might... I might need to clear... Oh, it's happy. If Vit is happy, I am happy. Oh. Let's shove this into a div. Divs are awesome. And then let's flex the hell out of this as well. Display flex. Flex direction is column. I want to center them. Yeah. Is there like a way to make the children like have them? I guess I have to just do this. Style margin. Okay, cool. Isn't it like rows or something? Okay, so we're gonna generate a sandbox. So what should we ask it to generate? So what's interesting about this is that you probably want to highlight like what kinds of tools you want to use as well. And there's some challenges to this. So for example, if you say you want to use Tailwind CSS, for example, that's not an npm package install. That is like an external resource. But a simple counter application in React. Let's try something simple. Where do I get? Oh yeah, sorry. Wait. Did it actually return a fucking schema? And I was just talking about how insanely reliable it was. God damn it. Is it because I'm passing a schema of... I wonder if it's because I'm passing in array. That's a learning, at least. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually do schema object just to see if that's the reason it... and then this will be files. And then somewhere at the end here. Files. There. Yeah, and then I'm wondering, like, we don't actually need... If it's safer with an object, we can just give it an object. Or like the thing is, you want it to be... You want to have these optional or required properties. Yeah, we'll see. Let's try again. Oh, I don't actually... I'm not used to working in the browser now. I want a simple counter application in React. Generate. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's a learning. Oh. App component. Okay, that's fine. I want to generate one... how should we prompt this? From the following description. Delimited by triple quotes. Generate the files and code necessary. Generate the files and code necessary to create this example. Something like that. Counter app.js. Okay. So now it's generating it. That's good. File path. The thing is, we also need like an entry. So I guess it makes sense that we use an object here. But now let's entry schema string the path to the entry file. Let's see what it generates now. Yeah, that's nice. So it does that. And then I want to say template is schema enums create React app. The type of runtime template. So what does it do now? Okay, but this is this good? Import React. This is weird, isn't it? Import React. It doesn't import, like it just creates. Isn't it the same? Oh, import counter from /counter. Yeah, so here it's messing up, right? It's messing up. This is the counter, but it doesn't understand. And this is the problem, right? With code, GPT 3.5 isn't good with code. Let's see. What are we gonna do about that? Like, we could use a different model. So we can, just for fun, we can try to do a GPT 4 turbo preview. Isn't that a preview? Just to see that it's actually better. Well, now it might generate something completely different. But it's interesting to see if it can handle the... And you see how much longer it takes, right? GPT-4 is how many times slower than 3.5? Or did we get an error? No, we would see the error here. You see that? It's insanely slow. But yeah, let's see here now. So you have this index, import React. Import React. Where the hell is the import for... Okay, it does import index. Import React DOM. Yeah, sorry. Here it is. It imports app. So this is great, right? This is much better, but it's insanely slow. And it costs money. I wonder... So I guess this is where you kind of see where GPT 3.5 just doesn't cut it. It just doesn't understand how to create multiple files. Let's see. let's see. What do we want to do here? Like I've had this like thing where I want to do I want to see what GPT 3.5 can do. Like, can it really code? I don't think it really can. Looking at this, this was such a good example. But now I want to see what it does. What if I just say, because now I created some artificial constraints here. Well, first of all, I'm going to check if I add, what was the binary content? Where was it? External resources. So external resources would be an array. Like, this is a pretty big schema as well. Schema string, the URL to CSS file. Like, this can be a CSS or JS file. URLs to external resources. So if I asked it to use Tailwind CSS, for example, I wonder what it does. Like, this says so, like, I really like what we did there. I'm very happy with my conclusion that no, let's go low level and just use this new low level tool, see what we can do with it. And we just want to generate a sandbox. It's like silly code examples. And even there, just doing that, we're hitting challenges. And if we can't make that work, like, how the hell are we going to make anything else work? Where is the thingy? Here it is. Oh, I have to. Would like a React counter example using Tailwind CSS. And this is another thing. Now it's using its training data for React and Tailwind CSS. It's not using the latest versions, right? So, and that's like a whole different problem. Did I use GPT-4 now? I think I do. Yeah. We're going to check the cost of this as well. I'm going to grab. Is this where I have the. No, where did I put the. Oh, here it is. Assistant friend. Is this where I produce the. Yeah. I just want to produce the cost. That's also a thing. That will be interesting to like just have that available. Let's see. So usage. Let's just take this. Sorry. So this is the response. Oh, this would be response usage. Oh, there's more to it. Let's see. So this would be model. What's the? This is chat completion. Why is this complaining? Oh. Well, it I might change it. God damn it. Can I flip it around and just say as? Yeah. Why? Yeah, you're probably complaining. If response.usage, we're gonna log out usage and we're gonna say model. Cool. So we have that in place, and now, oh, interesting. Hey, it actually did it. That's interesting. Was actually able to insert it. But yeah, that's very different ways of doing this. But I think it's fine. Okay, so now we have something. We're gonna move back to GPT 3.5 Turbo, I think. And I'm gonna try a couple of more times. I want to see what this does. So I'm about to head to a meeting shortly, so I have to drop off. But yeah, I'm super happy about what we did there. Oh, it actually were able to do it. Yeah, but it's... But what I wonder is, could we make GPT 3.5 able to create sandboxes? So what I mean is, what if we now continue using this abstraction, like this prompt to JSON thing, and we are actually going to validate what's being produced. Yeah, we're going to do that. That would be fun. But we don't have time for that now. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to fix this prompt to JSON thing. So let's call it 5. And the thing here now is we don't really want... We want this to be a record of string, and then... What did I call it? Value type. So this is the thing we want. The problem now is that you can't really say that some of these keys are optional. That's the only problem. But maybe that is fine. Like we could add another like param. So this should now be object JSON object.keys JSON the output, the JSON output. Like we could add to hey, what's wrong? Oh, didn't I add this? The extends. Sorry. Yeah, and so this would be K in T TK. Why is this a problem? In. Oh, key off T. Yeah, so that could like be another parameter. But let's just say that you don't do that here now, and then we'll yarn build and npm publish. And I guess the example, did it show? Yeah, so this is wrong. So that would be rhymes. We have to do this. And then we do rhymes like this. Okay. Let's see. 740, 790. Cool. And then let's install the latest version. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this. This is going to be a nice thing to leave the... Yeah, so this doesn't need to be a schema object anymore. We don't need this. Cool. And let's see. Just to think about the next steps. So we're gonna... Yeah. So what we're gonna try next time is we're gonna do a little bit, create some abstraction here. Especially like for sending, like doing the prompts. So we're gonna have multi-step calls. First gonna try to generate it, and then we can have another one. Yeah, I wonder how it would actually do it. Yeah, something to reflect on. Like, how could we make GPT-3 go from this shitty response? We could first try with some more prompt engineering, like do some instruction-based thing and see if that helps. But this is our goal. We're gonna create a sandbox from a prompt. And we have the API and the API key now, so we can actually generate it and then open up a page where you actually have it running, which is kind of the cool thing here. Anyways, I have to jump out, but I'll be back streaming tomorrow, and then we'll see if we can finish this. Cool. Bye for now.